Last week we covered the Universal Music Group, the first legal action, right? Which was more just pertaining to the streaming and the bot allegations. But there's a second one that happened days after, right? Maybe a day after. I felt like after we left the podcast, and it's a second petitioner filed by Drake, and this one specifically is for defamation. Drake launched a second bombshell legal action, says the report, against the Universal Music Group over Kendrick Lamar's specifically song Not Like Us, accusing UMG of defamation and claiming that it could have halted the release of the song because the song falsely accuses him of being a sex offender. So Drake is basically alluding to the fact that this guy, behind the scenes is going crazy right now. Drake is alluding to the fact that he believes that UMG, it's not a fact, but he believes that UMG basically acted in bad faith in actually even allowing Kendrick Lamar to release Not Like Us because it has false allegations against him. I would assume that what he's suggesting is that it benefits them, right? Maybe to benefit the first legal action. I don't know how I would interpret that necessarily, but it's the official second petitioner.
A lot of people clowning him for it, though.
I mean, this one is worse than the first one, I would say.
Yeah.
Because this is the one that we have 40, OVO 40. We have a bunch of people mad at Drake. Not mad at Drake, mad at Kendrick Lamar, mad at the song. DJs allegedly in Canada banning the song. There's been a whole outcry this whole year because of the song, right? I think it was Lauren LaRosa, journalist. Shout out to her. She used to work on TMZ, and she also had a spare time on Breakfast Club. She said she spoke to someone at Drake's camp and that they are not listening to the new Kendrick Lamar album, Drake's camp, because of the allegations against Drake, that they don't fuck with Kendrick at all.
That's not news.
Yeah.
We knew that.
We got the beer. We got the second round. Drink champs. Drink champs 2.0.
I was waiting for you to finish.
Man got piss in the bottle.
Yeah, Drake sound like a bitch ass nigga. That's what he sound like. Mad pussy, nigga. What are you talking about, bro?
It's crazy. It's crazy, right? Because the first one is like, okay, the bots, etc. But you can argue, obviously, Drake benefited from that, and he has. But if he is the one that reveals this shit, technically he's confirming this happened to me too. I've done it. Well, I haven't done it purposely, but they've done it with me. I think he's trying to reveal the practice is just illegal and shouldn't happen in general. But the defamation allegation over the song Not Like Us is like, bro, why make that decision? I feel like, are you at to the point where you're like, you lost the beef, you know that there's no coming back from it maybe, which I don't think there's necessarily no coming back. I think when you do this, you throw out the option of there no coming back. Prior to this, if Drake just dropped a fucking hit, if Drake just dropped Not the Heart Part 6, if he actually responded with the energy of a Not Like Us, etc., which he can, Drake can do it. I'll never doubt him. I'll never count him out. If he just did that, kept it in the music, because that's all that Kendrick Lamar's done, is kept in the music. He did insult him and fucking accuse him of shit that he hasn't done, etc., right? But he did it in the music. He didn't go on a fucking interview platform like Jaguar, right? He didn't do a news article about it, right? He didn't do a social media post about it. He kept it in the music. Till this day, still. Even in the interview, okay, we got it, or whatever, that fucking Harper's Bazaar or whatever, but he made sure to drop, right after, a brand new album. He's keeping it in the music. And he's battling Drake within the music, still subliminally talking about him in his new album in the music. A victory lap in the music. He's going to perform the Super Bowl. The Grammys. Everything is music related. But then we had Drake now taking it to the legal matters. And you're just only proving Kendrick Lamar right. The whole concept of like, oh, Drake is not like us. And the whole fucking, everyone knows the theme of the year. And Drake is not real. Today we had Charlamagne the God. Charlamagne the God went off and said that Drake is not culture. Charlamagne the God said that Drake is not culture, and that Drake, basically that Drake could have made a hit. He could have got ghostwriters and made a hit, and that his stands are the only ones that are trying to justify this, and that this is bullshit, and he's a complete sore loser, and that Drake basically overall just doesn't know what culture is, and that he agrees with Glasses Malone from the West Coast, who has said that Drake is not hip hop. He used to not agree with him, but now he agrees with him. Now he's like, damn, I'm starting to agree with these people. I'm starting to believe that Drake's not hip hop. That's what Charlamagne the God is believing. I don't believe that, but you're gonna have this narrative out there being more valid and valid, right? Who kind of started the talk before the Kendrick drop? Mos Def this year. Mos Def said Drake is not hip hop. Drake is target music with an edge, shopping music with an edge. He's pop, right? And I felt like it was some bullshit because he kind of sounded like with some attitude. He was like a bit salty, and then we've come to find out they do have like some personal shit and behind the scenes, little back and forth prior to that. But then, fast forward, all these actions is kind of proving people right. Because look at it. I think that Drake is not just hip hop. I think he is hip hop. I think he's a rapper, maybe the greatest of all time. Not just that. He's pop culture. He's a walking business. He is a white man. We talked about it last week. He's white. He's Jewish. He thinks about things completely differently. So, from a legal standpoint, I get it. Okay, you're going to do a legal battle. But then let's say he does this. Let's play this out. These are petitioners. Let's say if fast forwards, they get actual information, they give it to Drake. Okay, now Drake can do the official lawsuits. He does the lawsuits, right? They go about it. Drake loses the lawsuits. What's going to happen now? Drake's just going to look dumber and dumber. Because I don't think there's a world where Drake could win, especially the second petitioner, if it goes to a lawsuit, the defamation case. So if anyone, like even Charlamagne the God said it today, he was like, if anyone has a case, is also Kendrick Lamar's wife, because you were defaming her and Kendrick's relationship, saying that he hit her or alluding to her hitting him. Right. The only thing is Drake was more, we gotta be honest, it was more subliminal. It wasn't,
he said I heard.
Yeah, exactly. It wasn't as direct as Kendrick Lamar, where he's straight out calling him a pedophile, pedophile, and Kendrick Lamar was way more direct, but not like us.
Drake said we did an exploratory, and that's what we found.
So there's more of a difference there if we want to play semantics and play, specific, details.
Still said it though.
But it still was said, and it's still a thing. And in general, I mean, I saw today Orlando Brown. Bless you. Orlando Brown is on the Shay Frost's live stream.
Thank you.
Freaking saying that Nick Cannon sucked his dick. And I'm like, there's like so much crazier things and real cases of defamation happening. Right?
Yeah.
But we don't have no one suing Orlando Brown's ass.
One person, Orlando Brown.
What you gonna get if you sue him?
I mean,
crack?
You tell him, scare the fuck out of him to stop.
Crack? Because
that's the thing with a lawsuit. It's not about necessarily the money. It's about, you can sue someone for $1. But it's just like, oh, legally, I prove that you did this, and you can also have it in writing that if it happens again, then there's ramifications that could happen. More damages it could incur. You could do that shit to Orlando Brown's ass. Sue his ass for $20. Then, you know what I'm saying? $20 next year.
Destruction for him.
Every month, $20. That's stressful for him, his ass. $20 less, bro.
That's a recession.
Ain't no that they did the That's So Raven reboot. He didn't come back.
No way
he's done.
I think been throwing mics.
You know what I'm saying? Also, allegedly, we don't know. Obviously, God bless him. Maybe Nick Cannon did suck some dick. That's not, if he wants to, he could do what the fuck he wants. It's Nick Cannon. But it's just weird. The fact that he really went the defamation route. I'm like, also, why not do that from the beginning? Right? Maybe it's what we said. Is he just trying to get UMG mad? Does he not give a fuck about people saying he's not hip hop, etc.? Is he thinking long term and just trying to get UMG mad and get the fuck out of the contract? That's, in my opinion, that's the only silver lining in all this. If it's that route, because if it's not that route, bro, that second fucking petitioner, the second legal action, made this way more worse to me. Because the bot shit, okay, he's trying to crack the system, reveal the system, but now you're telling them that they could have prevented him dropping the music. Also, how could they have prevented him if
they're the publishing company?
Yeah, but also like this nigga just be dropping, bro.
No, they could stop him.
You think they knew that he was dropping that before it dropped?
It doesn't matter. They could still stop. They could take it off DSP.
They could remove it after it's out, you mean? No, obviously, but I think he meant like, I thought he meant like these niggas knew.
Nah, maybe.
We knew the song was, when we heard it, when we reacted to it, it was audio only, right? No video. Try to remember. Was it on Instagram first? It might have been.
No, it was on YouTube.
Was it on YouTube first? Oh yeah, because we did get a YouTube notification. So YouTube got it. I don't think it was on streaming right away. You could just upload on YouTube without getting it cleared from the label.
But it's under Interscope. Without a doubt.
Yeah.
It still says under Interscope, so UMG's involved. Maybe trying to allude that they know. I don't know.
But why would they halt it? Just because you're Drake and blah blah blah. But then what was the song that he accused Family Matters and all that shit? Should they had halted that one? It's just Drake. I think Drake's never looked the worst. This is the worst Drake's looked in his career, and it keeps getting worse. Like another law. This all keeps getting worse and worse. Right. The only silver lining is if Drake is thinking about a master plan, if something's up, and we're going to discuss that soon. But what's your guys' reaction to the second one, right? The whole defamation, falsely accusing him of being a sex offender, verbatim it says.
Well, let's do super chat first.
Oh, we got super chats?
Yeah, read it. Go ahead.
John Royas, my boy John. Chat wants to know how to chug his piss bottle.
Oh, my God.
They got 4 likes and then a multitude of chug it, you won't, chug it, you won't. Also, they're asking about the lubrication. I stick my penis in that.
Oh,
And then Vic puts it on his lips. Yo,
That's defamation.
That was crazy.
That's defamation.
I will chug it though if niggas want me to. I don't know.
Chug it, chug it, chug it. That pee-pee water. Damn. Nah, that was kind of scary, bro.
I know, right?
You didn't even breathe.
I'm just a pro.
You got no gag reflex.
Hey, yo, maybe.
God bless America.
God bless America. So this is my thing. Last week I was really riding for this nigga, bro. Cause like even though I knew like he did it for selfish reasons, the whole like the first lawsuit,
Yeah.
and it was like a suicide attempt, I was like, okay. Like I respect this. Like you fucked up. I feel like somebody in the label probably turned their backs on him. Like people were turning their backs and he felt like, oh shit, everything's shifting away from me.
Yeah.
And that probably scared him because when people in the industry shift away from you, like rappers, just whatever, they're always gonna need you. He's always said that in his music. 5 a.m. in Toronto, niggas want to shoot their guns, but they got safeties on. So you know, even if rappers turn on you, at some point they're gonna hit you up and need you if you're hot. I think his fear was probably people in the industry were turning on him, and he was like, "Damn, I need to do something. I'm losing my leverage. I want a better deal. Let me sue." And I supported it because in those type of legal situations, when you're just throwing shit at the wall, shit comes out. And whatever we were going to see is great to see. Like, we need to see this information. We need to see what these companies are doing to promote artists and how they're going about doing it. What's the formula? That's good for the society to see what happens behind closed doors. It was never about helping smaller artists. That's not gonna happen. Like, I wasn't advocating for that. What I'm telling you is, as consumers, we should know how companies are behaving behind closed doors. And I think that lawsuit would have done that, even if that wasn't the intention, even if it was just for selfish reasons on Drake's behalf. When I woke up and this nigga sued for Not Like Us, I'm like, damn, this nigga's a bitch. I get it, bro, but I get it. Like, I think it's like you said, Vic, it's more like, I need to get out of this deal. Let me throw something at the wall. And I think he's trying to allude to this idea that UMG knew this was coming out, and he's just trying to find a legal way to get out of his contract, because I think almost every contract in these type of situations have like a good, like, it's like you have good behavior clause.
Yeah.
Like, you act bad faith. If you act in bad faith, it's null and void. And people are talking about on Twitter, it's a bad faith clause that most contracts have. He probably has one, and he's looking for a way to have it work out. So if that's the case, I get it. I'm not mad at it. It just it hurts your legacy. People are not calling him a bitch. I think it was a bitch move. It's not something I would do to try to get out of my contract. But I get people make their decisions when they feel it's necessary. I don't know if this is like a bigger strategical strategy, because what does he do after this? Because if you win,
I don't get it.
Yeah, if you win, what do you get out of that? Like, I don't think if he wins, he keeps making music. I don't know how you even distribute music. You're blackballed.
Yeah.
The distributing companies have literally pushed you out at that point. The label companies have pushed you out. Now Drake is huge, and his discography's worth all of the discographies in the 70s, 80s. I think it also said 90s. But, you know, that doesn't mean that you don't need these businesses. You need YouTube. You need Spotify. You need Apple Music. Well, you're gonna make your own app? Like, I don't know how he comes out of this alive. And that's why I'm starting to believe the narrative. This is his red button. Like, this was a suicide mission. This is a nigga who realized, yo, my back's against the wall. Fuck these niggas. I'm just gonna destroy the industry. And I'm just gonna expose the practices. But and I don't think I'm not saying that makes him honorable. It makes him the good guy of this story. There are no good guys in this story. It's neither him nor Kendrick. But I think that benefits us as consumers, because if he exposes everything, then we get to see it. But I think that's the only way I could see this logically happening.
So why the defamation one? Do you think because he could prove that one too? Even though he knows he's hypocritical and he knows he is like people are gonna look at it away, do you think that he knows that he could prove the defamation one, and that can be one that, you know, can damage them too? So he's like, oh, let's throw that one in there.
I think it goes back to your question of why did he do that? Does he know something we don't? Like, does he know that UMG was aware Not Like Us was coming out and they just let it go by? That's the question. Because there seems to be a reoccurring pattern here with these suits that he keeps saying, your goal here is to take my value so you can't pay me more. So when I read the second suit, I'm like, oh, I think he's trying to say, like, y'all were hip.
Yeah.
You didn't care because your goal was to destroy his value. It could also be like the Young Thug case.
Yeah.
When the state of Georgia was just throwing shit at the wall. People do this all the time. It's a normal legal strategy. You throw whatever at the wall hoping it sticks.
Yeah.
Because the goal is to get him out of this contract. Again, though, I don't know what's the value of that if the entire industry now hates you because of it.
I will say this. The cover art to Not Like Us. The cover art to Not Like Us is Drake's house. Right? And it's putting, what is it, like targets?
Sex offender.
Like sex offender targets. Basically, like how you have these sex offender apps so you can find these people in your neighborhood. That cover art is crazy. We just brush over it, whatever. But that being the cover art is pretty insane.
Yeah, that was insane.
That's public info, though.
It's public info, but for those who like know, care about it. But once you put it as a cover art, now it's forced. Like, people see it by default. Like, you know how many people to this day, they're like, what the fuck? I didn't know that's Drake's house. People don't know.
But that's the thing, though. People who aren't in tune, they don't know that's Drake's house. They don't know what those little people things mean.
Yeah, but still, if I'm Drake, obviously, you can get pissed at that. Be like, yo, that's weird. And the fact, like, maybe if the record label, like, they're distributing and promoting the song, and then the cover art is, like, his house, it's crazy. But it's a chess move by Kendrick, and it succeeded, right? But if we really think about it, like, not just the song, the fucking cover art, it's like,
no,
damn,
this was all great marketing.
it's insane.
This was phenomenal marketing on their behalf.
But then cover arts, sometimes you gotta have them processed, etc. If it did go to streaming right away, I've had to double check. I don't know if Not Like Us went to streaming right away. If it did go to streaming pretty fast, you know, they could delete the cover art if they want. There's been cover arts that have been deleted. Kanye West's, etc.
Yeah.
These streaming platforms, the record labels, they obviously approved of the cover art, and I think that was mentioned in the second defamation situation. So maybe there is some credence there, where it's like, oh, legally, it's like, oh shit, you know. But I don't know.
The only reason why I agree with him is because Twitter started presenting things that made me very like, oh wow. Drake likes to tell you stuff. He just won't say it directly. And On the Radar with this nigga Central C, he explains what he wanted from his deal in 2023. He says, you got to give me 20% of UMG, and I want 200 mil up front.
They gonna love me for my ambition.
And that was a clip from our podcast, the Club Ambition podcast. Cap, if you're looking to watch the full episode, make sure to go check it out right now. It's available on audio and also on YouTube.